guys know I can't start a video off without some motherfucking coffee. Welcome back, you sexy ass motherfuckers, to yet another Rome 2 Total War Siege battle. Today we are going to be actually rewatching one of the rewatching one of the battles that I had actually played in within the past couple of days. I've been slowly getting back into Rome 2 myself, so this was a fan-fucking-tastic battle and definitely one for the history books. It was quite an enjoyable battle to play, and I hope that it'll be a enjoyable battle for you guys to watch. Guys, if you like this video, please be sure to hit that like button. It helps me out tremendously, really lets me know that you guys are enjoying the videos and gives me the motivation to be able to make more. If you guys are feeling especially generous, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Helps me out tremendously. Again, really just gives me the motivation to continue bringing out that content for you guys. Let's go ahead and click fight. Fight battle? That's not what I meant to do. Hold on, guys. Let me fix my mistake real quick. I'll be right back. Alright guys, let's try that again. So now we are finally going to be loading in. We've got the defenders, me playing Iceni, my allies Epirus and Athens versus Tylus, Rome, and Arverni. Three very, very powerful factions. Very excited to be able to see this battle. Before we start it too, guys, I do want to go ahead and throw it out there that this video is sponsored by Gamer Grind Company. They are a fantastic coffee company based within the United States area. They have high quality company for a very affordable price, and an even more affordable price if you use code CAPN4IS on your next purchase. Link is down in the description below. But yes, we are going to be playing on the map Cath. It is going to be fantastic. This is definitely one of my favorite maps. There's just so many different aspects to this map. It's really fun to be able to play on. It's really interesting too because there's really the gate situation. Let me drink some coffee real quick. The gate situation on this map is really weird because for a large section of it there's no gates or anything, so it's really hard to be able to sally out. So once it actually loads in, I'll kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. I mean, for those of you guys that are watching this video, I'm assuming most of you have probably played Rome 2 before, and probably have played Cath 2, but there's no gate here or all the way down this wall. You know, you don't get to a gate until you get all the way over there, which is crazy. But the battle actually starts off pretty quick here, so I'm going to kind of slow it down here for a little bit so that way we don't miss anything important. Over here, I'm going to be taking the right side, utilizing my artillery to try to do as much damage to these initial Celtic warriors as I possibly can. I've got a lot of sword band marched up to the front, ready to go. On the left, we've got Athens holding with their thorax swordsmen, their militia hoplites, thero spears, and archers. And then, of course, on the very far left, we have Epirus playing with their thero spears, their archers, their Illyrian levies, which is one of my personal favorite cheap units. I mean, don't get me wrong, Swaby's Club Levy are incredible, but the Illyrian levies always do well for me. And then, of course, over here we've got Epirus selling out with a couple of units of Thessalian Cav, an expensive Cav unit. Very excited to be able to see how this plays out as well against some Levy Freemen. Going to be able to try and get as many kills as possible. Ooh! And then, of course, you look at that charge, and they are just doing so much damage. Boom! Oh, that poor bastard just goes rolling on the ground, getting destroyed by cavalry. We've got the rest of the Levy Freemen quickly trying to get the hell out of dodge away from that other unit of Thessalian cavalry, trying to get some support from their Celtic warriors. Great plays by Epirus, getting some great kills. Looking over at Arverni, of course. Oh no, I gotta... Oh, sneeze. Damn, sorry guys. Of course, with Arverni, we got Celtic warriors, chosen swordsmen, and oathsworn, as well as some hidden archers. Rome, we've got Evocati spam, if I remember correctly. Yeah, a lot of Evocati and some legionaries as well as some archers. And then Tylus, of course, we have your typical tribal warriors, oathsworn, Celtic warriors, and hidden archers as well, with some artillery mixed in. But yeah, very, very cool battle too. You got some very elite troops going in. You've got the Thessalian cavalry really charging in and doing as much damage as they possibly can. Over here, going back into normal speed, we got them charging into some Celtic warriors, getting some great kills against them. Just doing a little bit of ping pong here and just trying to charge between units. Definitely taking some throws, taking a little bit of damage, but just trying to get as many kills as they possibly can. getting a lot of throwables into them. They're really just trying to keep going back and forth again, just trying to get as much damage as they possibly can. They're going to get the hell out of dodge away from those throwables. They've done plenty of damage, and so they're going to try and just get the hell out of there. The other unit of the Thessalian cavalry, not getting too many kills, but doing a great job of really distracting a ton of enemy units, of attacking units, and ensuring that they can't engage with the wolves quite yet. Moving back over to the Celtic warriors as well. We've got 3 units of Celtic warriors breaking through the walls, but my sword band are ready. I'm actually going to go ahead and charge my sword band out of the walls, seeing as I've already kind of decimated those Celtic warriors with my artillery, and there's no support nearby. I've got a great opportunity to be able to charge up, charge in, and really get some great damage off on these Celtic warriors, plus these other Celtic warriors getting some nice flanking fire and side fire off by those towers as well. Charging in with those sword band, hoping to be able to break these guys as quickly as possible as well. I've got some more units of sword band moving up to be able to help reinforce, and I've also got a unit of chariots. Of course, you know me, guys. I always have to bring these sexy, powerful chariots. You love to see them, especially Iceni chariots, because they look so flimsy, but they always do the most work too. It's beautiful to see. So now I do have a unit of chariots moving in. I'm going to go ahead and move my sword band over to be able to stop these other unit of Celtic warriors from being able to throw into my unit. And be able to really just try and do as much damage as I possibly can. I'm going to go ahead and move my chariots out to be able to, again, stop these guys from throwing. They're throwing at these units, wasting a lot of ammo, so I'm hoping to be able to get my chariots out and into the fray. But for some reason, I'm frantically trying to get my chariots out, but they just will not charge outside of the walls. It's just, they will not cooperate. So finally, whenever I told them to go through this way, they decided to finally move through the walls and do what I told them to. So now I can finally utilize them and start getting a ton of kills. Beautiful. Go, chariots, go! And they are going to wreak havoc upon these Celtic warriors and get a ton of kills. Already getting 60 plus kills, getting a ton, doing a ton of damage against these Celtic warriors and continuously moving through. Get out over 100 kills so far, really just trying to break all of these guys and ensure that they can't get any throwables off. I'm utilizing my sword band to make sure that these Celtic warriors can't move in without taking a ton of damage. I'm going to go ahead and keep moving my chariots through, keep on getting some kills. I'm going to sandwich the other unit of Celtic warriors, but yeah, I saw a great opportunity. They didn't have any support over here, so I saw a great opportunity to be able to really get a ton of damage off on these Celtic warriors and break a large portion of their army as well. We've got 350 kills on these Celtic warriors. Again, these might be like only a 300 and something cost unit, but they had what, 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Celtic warriors out here. So it was definitely a great opportunity to utilize those chariots and get a ton of kills, and I did bring 2 of them, guys. Oh, sorry, my nose just started trying to run, so I had to mute my mic and quickly do a little but yes, I did bring 2 units of chariots, so we do have an opportunity to be able to get a lot of kills on this as well. I'm going to go ahead and get my chariots out of there, getting almost 400 kills. Going to retreat my sword band back into the walls. They do have Thracian warriors moving up, being able to try to utilize the open playing field to really get a lot of kills, and they've got a lot of troops moving up as well, a lot of tribal warriors and a lot of extra troops too. So I'm going to go ahead and fall back inside of the walls. I'm not going to overstay my welcome, and I'm going to get the hell out of there. Moving back over here, we've got some troops kind of just chilling here. I've already, trying to recuperate after those charges and such. We've got this unit of Thessalian cavalry just kind of harassing these units of Levy Freeman and Celtic warriors. Again, just trying to make sure that they can't get to the towers and can't do a bunch of damage against our stuff. I've still got a unit of Bretonnian scout riders. I really wanted to bring a little bit of cavalry, so I figured a little cheap cavalry can't hurt anybody, so I'm bringing out a unit of cheap Bretonnian scout riders to hopefully get some nice, maybe some nice charges off on some enemies, hopefully some archer kills, maybe an artillery kill or 2. That would be perfect. Over here, I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to get my my cavalry outside of the walls, and so yeah, they were not happy with those chariots at all. They sent everything to be able to stop those chariots and really take them out and ensure that they can't wreak any more havoc upon my troops. So great plays by Tylus, really just ensuring that my chariots are broken and will not be coming back. But again, guys, I do have another unit of chariots, but look how much damage my chariots did. Just the havoc that they have wrought upon these forces. It's just beautiful to see. And yeah, Tylus is going to go ahead and start falling back. They've already taken so many losses over here. And they want to kind of chill, sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and wait for their allies to really start bringing on the hurt on other flanks to be able to hopefully distract us as well. I do have my unit of Bretonnian Scout Riders. I'm going to go ahead and start using them to be able to flank around and hopefully find a nice weak spot on the attacking forces. Maybe take out this artillery over here, or maybe these archers are kind of what I was looking at initially, but they do have them well defended. They are doing a nice little square formation-ish to be able to help, you know, really defend those archers and ensure that we cannot engage with them and take them out. So very well done by our enemies in this battle. Beth actually just texted me, and I asked her, because we had never bought goat milk before, and I was really curious, and so I was like, why did I just pick up goat milk from the store? And I guess it's for the dog. I don't know. I don't know shit about like what dogs can have or what they can't, other than like, you know, the typical stuff like chocolate. And Beth has been doing a ton of research on that type of stuff, getting ready to be able to train her, and get her ready. So that way, once she's, you know, 6 months to a year old, we'll have her fully trained and you know, fully ready to go. And hopefully, you know, make sure that she gets plenty of love from the rest of society to take her out. I want to see if I want to get her trained as a service dog, so that way I can take her thrifting with me whenever I do eBay stuff. Also, tomorrow I will be thrifting. If I remember, I'm going to try to make a little YouTube video, a little bit of a different type of YouTube video tomorrow based around my thrifting experience. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that as well. But I'm going to try to go to, like, you know, thrift stores, buy some stuff, and then after I buy stuff, maybe go to the car and just kind of show you guys what I bought, and come home and show an overall overview of what I got and what the potential profit for what I got is. And just kind of show you what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and see what your guys' opinions are. If you guys have any ideas as to what I might be able to do better, then yeah, of course, please let me know. I always love to be able to improve. Always looking for ways to improve. Over here, we've got the attackers just kind of hanging out. We're actually going to go ahead and... let me take a drink of coffee first. Gotta get some life juice in me. Let's go ahead and fast forward this a little bit here. Gonna get a little bit of lag, but let's see if we can get to a point where they'll actually start. Okay, that's really laggy if I fast forward it. Holy smokes. It looks like we actually have some attacking troops, some Celtic warriors, as well as potentially some legionaries moving up and getting ready to engage with us. We've got a unit of Thero spears ready to throw their amazing spears of destiny and wreak havoc upon these Celtic warriors. And ooh, getting some nice throws on these Celtic warriors, getting some nice throws, some mercenary Italian swordsmen getting on the walls and preparing to be able to get some throws down onto the attacking forces on the ground, as well as some good flanking fire. We got some Levy Freemen moving up, probably to be able to utilize their ammo and try to weaken both these militia hoplites and light hoplites as much as they possibly can. You know, charging up and really starting to get some ammo thrown at them. Got these Levy Freemen getting absolutely focused down by these Athenian Thero spears, getting 85 kills so far, and hopefully a lot more kills in the future as well. Beautiful plays by the Athenians. And then, of course, over here we do have some Thorax swordsmen throwing their projectiles down into the Levy Freemen and into the tower as well. I'd really watch that ammunition and try to make sure that you're not wasting any of it too. My chosen swordsman over here taking a little bit of artillery fire, you know, taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too major. I do still have my unit of chariots, which the attacking forces cannot see, as you can tell from the little eye that's showing off directly above my chariots. So hopefully that ensures that they can't see them for a little bit, so I can keep them as a little bit of a sneaky, breaky surprise. Over here we got the Illyrian levies really starting to set up and getting ready to be able to get some nice throws off on these Celtic warriors and on these legionaries as well. Really just try to rack up those kills and do as much damage to the attacking forces as they possibly can. We've got some Celtic warriors moved up to be able to get some throwables off on these militia hoplites as well. Really just try to soften them up as much as they possibly can, so that way they're not nearly as hard to break through when the time comes. But they are getting flanking fired upon by these Thorax swordsmen. Great moves by my allies, by my Athenian allies, really just trying to utilize their ammunition to the best of their ability. But yeah, really just trying to get as many throwables off on these Celtic warriors as they possibly can. Again, still just utilizing their ammo and really just trying to focus down these militia hoplites. Again, just trying to do as much ammo, or to as much damage as they can before they charge in and sacrifice themselves for their gods, for their king, and for their kingdom. Kingdom, is it still considered as a kingdom for a barbarian faction, or what would it be for their tribe? Yeah, I guess it wouldn't necessarily be a kingdom for their empire. I mean, Arverni did get pretty big. I mean, they are considered as the Gallic Empire, and Gaul definitely was a had a large amount of territory as well. So maybe for their empire, especially whenever they were united. Oh, those Celtic warriors are doing a little bit of a tease over here. They're going to go ahead and charge around, get a nice little surround off on these Theros spears. I think the Theros spears were really trying to utilize their ammunition as much as they possibly can to get some flanking fire on these Celtic warriors, but now they are going to be completely surrounded and take a decent amount of damage. Over here, we've got the attackers really trying. I've kind of sent my Bretonnian slingers over to harass these guys to try to get some nice flanking fire off on these legionaries and just harass anyone that I can. And they're really utilizing that ammunition to be able to try and make sure that my slingers can't harass them. They are not a fan. I think they're especially targeted them because of those chariot plays. I think Tylus is just trying to get some revenge somewhere, somehow on my troops. So they're just trying to be able to break these walls and try to get, again, as many kills as possible. And I didn't even realize they actually got some kills on those Thorax swords by destroying those walls. But again, by destroying those walls, they're not going to be able to do anything because we do have some slums directly in front of them, which acts as a barricade and ensures that they can't actually move through to that gap. So really, they're just really utilizing that ammo to get rid of my slingers. They do not like my slingers at all. They're going to do whatever they can to be able to try and destroy them, kill them, and make sure that they die, because they do not want to deal with those slingers anymore. Over here, I have some slingers, a lot of range units moving over here to be able to start getting some nice flanking fire on some of these units, these Celtic warriors that are charging in, and hopefully allowing these mercenary Italian swords as well as the remnants of these Theros spears to be able to hold off for as long as they possibly can. And then I am also going to go ahead and soon I'm going to start moving a lot of my troops back over this way since Tylus has kind of completely fallen back from this location. I figured I can utilize my troops and really help my allies as much as possible and charge them over onto this left side, this middle and left side, to be able to help them out as much as I can. Celtic warriors really utilizing the gap left by these Theros spears, and also the archers really utilizing the fact that the Theros spears are showing off their sides to be able to hopefully charge past and get some flanking attacks on these mercenary Italian swords. Again, trying to do as much damage as possible. These Illyrian levies holding off against the mighty Celtic warriors of Arverni. Really, again, just trying to get as much damage off as possible and really just try to ensure that they can't utilize this and get an attack off on their flanks. But the Illyrian levies, I love their little like bowl hats. Oh my lord, they look like bowler hats. That is incredible. But really just trying to do whatever they can to be able to hold off these half-naked warriors and ensure that they cannot engage with their brothers and sisters on the front line. Moving back over, Arverni is going to go ahead and start charging in some more Celtic warriors, moving past this small unit of Theros spears to be able to engage with these mercenary Italian swords. I'm going to go ahead and utilize my slingers to hopefully start getting some flanking fire off on these troops as well. But the attacking forces do have some archers nearby, so I'm going to have to be careful because they can utilize their range superiority to be able to get some nice shots on my weak slingers and really do a lot of damage, which they're starting to do as we speak. But I don't notice it quite yet. Just trying to get as many shots off on these Celtic warriors as I can. But I'm going to go ahead and retreat those slingers because they are taking a ton of damage from those archers. So I'm going to try to get them back as far as I possibly can to ensure that they do not die and that they do not take nearly as much damage to that of the attacking range units. These militia hoplites still holding strong. These light hoplites still holding strong and getting ready. The tribal warriors moving up and preparing to be able to get some nice throwables off on these hoplites. But the hoplites are going to move up, engage with the attacking forces and ensure that they can't utilize that ammunition, and hopefully try to get as much damage off as they possibly can, because the tribal warriors aren't going to be able to get any sort of charge bonus or anything off as well. The tribal warriors are going to use a nice little tactic to be able to continue to move these light hoplites off, so that way hopefully they'll be able to get some nice flanking or side fire off on these hoplites and be able to kill them or break them as quickly as possible as well. I'm going to keep on falling back, and really just force these hoplites to expose their flank, expose their side, so that way they can get a ton of damage off. I am frantically, well, I shouldn't say frantically, but I am quickly moving up some sword band here, as well as some more sword band over in the back flank. Really just trying to get my units up here and ready to help Athens defend this flank. We're kind of leaving it up to Epirus to be able to defend this side, and they are starting to fall, they are starting to crumble, but they are moving up a lot of Theros spears to hopefully rain some fire upon these Celtic warriors, upon the enemy forces, and really just try to get as much damage as they possibly can. These Theros spears are holding, while these Theros spears are really going to start getting some nice flanking fire and hopefully help to break these Celtic warriors as quickly as possible. I'm not quite sure what this Theros spear unit is doing. It's going to be able to allow the tribal warriors to really get some flanks off and engage with their ranged troops, and they don't really have any support over here, so I'm curious as to what's going on here. But yeah, these tribal warriors are going to really move in and try to get on the flank and engage with these archers, and ensure that these archers break as quickly as possible. A great move by Tylus. They have a great opportunity there to really do a large amount of damage. Over here, I do have my sword band engaged with these legionaries. I've got another unit of sword band on the flank trying to utilize their ammunition and get some flanking fire on those legionaries. But seeing that I was about to get charged by some legionaries, I'm going to go ahead and counter charge, and hopefully have Athens go ahead and start utilizing their forces. Well, actually, Athens is going to have to charge in here and plug in that gap as well, but I am quickly charging up some more sword bands, so hopefully I'll be able to utilize that flank and try to get some more damage off on these troops. I do still have my slingers over here engaged with Arverni. I see that Arverni has their backs turned to me, so I'm going to try to get some shots off on them and try to get as much damage on these chosen swords as possible. But they notice that their back is turned, so they're going to quickly turn back and just make sure that I can't get those flanking fire that I'm looking for. These sword band are going to go ahead and set up, so that way they're gonna get some flanking shots off on these legionaries. Just trying to again get as much damage off on these legionaries as I possibly can. Trying to ensure that they fall to the might of the half-naked warriors of Iceni. So really just trying to utilize any flanks that I can. If you guys have the opportunity to get any sort of flanking fire or any sort of flanks, always take it. If you have the opportunity and if you're not at risk of losing a specific position, then do whatever you can to be able to just try to get as much kills, especially against Rome with their heavily armored units. They are a magnificent foe to fight against because they hurt. Definitely one of the most overpowered factions in this game, so really just try to utilize your forces as much as you can to get that flank off. Oh, coffee is so good. But yeah, these guys were out of ammo, so I'm going to go ahead and charge them in, and again just try to get a nice flank off on these legionaries and do as much damage as I possibly can to them. And their numbers are starting to drop. Flanks are huge in this game. If you're not really utilizing those flanks, then you're doing something wrong, because you got to utilize those flanks to be able to get as much damage off as you possibly can. My troops over here are starting to break my sword band, so I'm going to get ready to be able to charge in. This fresh unit of sword band hasn't seen any action yet, but charge them in and try to get as much damage as possible. But first off, I got to get some volleys off. I see some nice flanking opportunities, so I got to get a little bit of volleys off before I do so. They're going to go ahead and swap out these legionaries. They're going to try to make sure that my flank fails. They want to make sure that they survive for as long as possible, because I'm sure they still have ammunition. They did charge in at the very beginning. And then, of course, we've got some Evocati cohort moving in. They are going to get a ton of kills. Definitely one, if not... Definitely, I think they're one of the most overpowered units in the game for their cost. They always get at least 200 to 300 kills at the very least. So ultimately, they are going to get a ton of kills. Moving back over to Epirus, they are doing whatever they can to be able to hold off the mighty forces of Tylus, but they are very, very, very far spread thin in losing troops rapidly. So they got to be very, very careful about what's going on here. I don't know what happened to... They did have a unit of pikemen at one point, but I'm not quite sure what happened to it, if they were able to get it out, or... Oh, Theros spears. Yeah, they brought a ton of Theros spears. I'm surprised they didn't bring any mercenary... Well, I can't remember what they're called. They're fantastic. You can only get 3 of them. They're a fantastic unit. 760 cost, I believe, and I cannot for the life of me remember what they are. Over here, I'm cheesing a little bit. I won't lie. I'm moving my guys back and forth to really make sure that they're like targeting areas where my guys were. So that way I can really just convince them to waste as much ammo as I can. So I am cheesing a little bit. I won't lie, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do to fight, to win against these super fucking powerful factions. Oh my lord. Can you blame me, guys? I'm fighting against a Rome, an Arverni, and a Tylus at the same time. You know, I'm just saying, my hands are raised. I admit it, I was cheesing a little bit, but, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. I'm just joking. Don't be like me, guys. Don't cheese. I'm going to go ahead and cycle out this unit of Swordband. They are starting to break, so I'm going to cycle them out, get a nice little charge off with these Swordband, and try to ensure that they live for as long as I possibly can. I also have this unit of Swordband over here, just trying to get as much, any type of flanking fire that I possibly can off on these guys. I see that Rome is starting to get a little bit of flanking fire off on me, so I'm going to go ahead and charge into this unit of Evocati cohort to stop them from firing into me, and hopefully get some good kills off on them as well. Looks like Arverni has moved up some chosen swordsmen, getting ready to be able to engage with my forces as well and try to get as much damage as possible. I actually have some units of chosen swordband up here as well, ready to defend this city against those that wish to take it. It's going to be fun. Always going to be able to see chosen swordsmen fighting. Over here, Epirus still had a unit of cavalry moved in. They were trying to charge them in quickly to be able to get a nice little charge off on these hunters. But Rome doing a fantastic job of really defending those archers, doing a nice little like semicircle here with a lot of their forces, and just ensuring that we really can't charge into their archers, utilizing their archers to really try to break through these Illyrian levies as well, so that way their tribal warriors have an easier time of breaking through. Over here, Tylus utilizing the remnants of their forces against Epinus. Over here, I do have some chosen swordman and some more chosen swordman moving up to be able to support my ally. They don't have any forces here to be able to help defend, so we've got some light hoplites moving in as well, some chosen swordman. I'm going to charge into these tribal warriors and try to save my allies' archers. The tribals are really utilizing those gaps to the best of their ability, and I do actually have my chariots moved up over here, ready to be able to charge into Tylus, and again, just try to get as much damage as they possibly can. Really just trying to break the remnants of Tylus's forces, because really, they still have some warriors. They've got some Galatian hunters, some archers and stuff, but really not too much defending those archers, so I'm really hoping that I can utilize my chariots to really move in and to be able to defeat those archers. Over here, I do have my chosen swordman engaged with these Osworn, and then, of course, I did have my slingers firing at the flanks of those tribal warriors that were trying to engage with those archers as well. I've got some more chosen swordband, a lot of chosen swordband moving over onto this flank to be able to help support my allies and really just try to make sure that the Tylus can't move through and can't fully decimate that flank. I do have my chariots moving in. I see an opportunity to hopefully engage with these archers. I'm really frantically just trying to utilize my chariots to move through, engage with these archers, and try to take them out, but they are falling, they are breaking, but not without getting a lot of kills on these Thracian warriors and tribal warriors, really just trying to get as many kills as I possibly can. But I could have probably used my chariots a little bit better in that case. That was a really thick wall to be able to try to move my chariots through. They're gonna get some decent-ish kills, but they definitely could have gotten more. So it's sad to see those chariots retreat. They're going to get 200 kills, which is amazing. You love to see it and really get some great kills on these tribal warriors and such, but I feel like I could have definitely used them better. Over here, Really just cycling out these chosen swords. My ally utilizing their ammunition to be able to try and break these Oathsworn, doing whatever they can to break those Oathsworn, and ensure that that general falls, so that way their morale is absolute shite. Love to see it. Over here we've got a unit of Thracian warriors breaking. We've got a little bit of a gap, but I've got my units charging in to be able to stop these Gallic hunters from moving in and engaging with those Theros spears. This general, I don't know if the general fell. I really hope that he did, but he is starting to break. Over on the left side, Rome is going to be able to utilize that gap and move in to try and engage with our slingers. I've got my chosen sword band here, again, just trying to do whatever they can to hold. I need to move. I've got another unit of sword band moving over to the flank to engage with these Evocati cohort and just try to get as much damage off on these guys as they can. But they are starting to break this flank. They're getting a lot of damage off. I'm really hoping that my ally switches his fire with those archers and starts to get some great flanking fire on these Evocati cohort. Beautiful, beautiful. They may have utilized that flank, but they don't have any support here. So hopefully we're going to be able to get some nice fire off on this Evocati cohort. Beautiful to see, beautiful. And then I got my slingers being able to fire into the flanks. We've got ranged units on all sides ready to fire in. I need to move my Bretonnian slingers to really engage with those flanks as well. We've got Arverni moving in a lot of their troops. Tylus is, you know, starting to fall. Tylus has a few units left, but not too many, so Arverni is really going to go ahead and move in with their Oathsworn. They have a lot of Chosen Swordsmen and a lot of Oathsworn, so they're going to move in and continue to put pressure on this flank and really just try to make sure that they don't lose the progress that they've made on this flank, which is a great play. We've got my ally moving in his Theros spears to engage with those Chosen Swordsmen and try to make sure that they can't get off on my Chosen Swords over here. I'm really just trying to surround these Chosen Swordsmen with my Chosen Sword band and trying to break them as quickly as I possibly can. Arverni quickly moving up a unit of Oathsworn to be able to engage my Chosen Swordsman, so I'm going to quickly turn around and charge into those Oathsworn as well. So I'm going to go ahead and use my other Chosen Swordsman to charge into these Chosen Swordsmen, or actually at least get some nice throws off on them as well. Really just, again, trying to break these guys. The more flanks that we can get, the more units that we can break, the better for us. So I really need to start utilizing that ammo, Chosen Sword Band. And they're throwing out the wrong guy. No, you are not supposed to throw that way. Okay, well, hopefully I charge in here soon. Looking back over on this flank, I did see a nice little gap, so I'm trying to give the attacking forces a taste of their own medicine, charging in to these auxiliary Syrian archers, again, just trying to get as much damage off as we possibly can, utilizing whatever forces we have left to be able to try and do as much damage as we can, but we are breaking. I am running low on troops over here. I've got a very depleted unit of Chosen Swords engaged with these Evocati cohort. And then I've got a very depleted unit of sword band over here engaged with them as well, and all I have is slingers left. So we are definitely losing a lot of forces. I still have my Bretonnian scout riders over here ready to be able to move in and hopefully engage with these attacking forces and get as much damage off as they possibly can as well. Coffee. God, I love coffee. Nice, and there we go. Now we're finally starting to break this unit of Chosen Sword Band. Hopefully break them quickly so that way I can get my butt to stop facing these attacking archers before they can get too much damage off on me. But we're really just trying to break these guys as quickly as we possibly can, so that way it makes our line a little bit more easy to defend as well, because we've got a lot of Oathsworn to fight. We've got 2 units of fresh Oathsworn in our lines, wreaking havoc and doing as much damage as they possibly can. Over here, Athens is doing what they can to be able to hold off against Tylus. Tylus still has a fairly fresh unit of tribal warriors, getting a ton of kills with them, and their general unit of Oathsworn being able to engage with their thorax swords. So if they break through that, then they're really going to be able to get some nice flanks off on us as well. The Chosen Swordsman really trying to do what they can to be able to engage with these guys and just try to do as much damage as they can, but they are fighting against a unit of Chosen Swords as well as a unit of Oathsworn, some very, very powerful units, and the flank has been broken. Rome has broken our flank and is starting to push into the city. As you can see, havoc has been wreaked upon the city streets. The families, the moms, the children, The women, the children, the men, all of them seeing the dead lying upon the battlefield. Those brave men, women, and children doing what they can to be able to fight against such a powerful force, defend their homes so that way their families may live in relative peace, freedom, and harmony. But they see the enemies marching through. They lock their doors. They hide, doing whatever they can to be able to protect themselves from the havoc that those that attack them bring to their very doorstep. Over here, my chosen sword band starting to break. I have this other unit of chosen sword band that did return. I charged them back in, but they are starting to break as well. They cannot hold off against the reckless hates that is the Oathsworn, that is the chosen swordsman, that is those very, very powerful units. My Bretonnian slingers really just trying to get some shots off, but they are going to get charged by some forces. They are about to fall, and they're not going to make it out of there. I'm going to try to retreat this unit of chosen sword band. They are very depleted, but there are still men left within them. I've got my general unit of heroic nobles over here trying to get some good kills off on these Evocati cohort as well. I'm just trying to hold these guys back while Athens and while we try to retreat and get back to that center point, because our lines have broken. There's no way that we are going to be able to retake this, and so we need to fall back and try to utilize our forces to be able to really do as much damage as we possibly can upon the enemies. Rome doing a great job of getting some nice flanking fire on my heroic nobles, utilizing their ranged capabilities to the best of their ability. So I'm going to quickly try to get my heroic nobles the hell out of dodge, swap them out with a unit of Bretonnian slingers that were hopefully out of ammo. I don't remember at this point. But so that way I can hopefully get the rest of my forces back. I actually completely forgot about this unit of Levy Freeman. I still had a unit of Levy Freeman just kind of hanging out in the back. So I've got a fresh unit of Levy Freeman with plenty of ammunition, a depleted unit of Chosen Swords band, and my heroic nobles as well. And I'm going to get the hell out of dodge, retreat back to the center position. Athens still has some pikemen, mercenary Cretan archers, and picked hoplites, as well as a unit of relatively healthy thorax swordsmen as well. So we're going to go ahead and get the hell out of there and just try to get back to that center area. It is not over yet. Arverdi is severely weakened. Tylus is severely weakened. And Rome is still relatively healthy. They've really let their barbarian allies, in the typical Roman sense, really take a large brunt of the attack. Really make a lot of progress over on that left side. But hopefully we'll see if these let's see if these pikemen can really do some work. Let's see how much work that we can do with the units that we have. Hopefully it doesn't lag too much, but I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this as well. And I'm going to really allow these guys to move in, because right now we're kind of at a little bit of a phase where everybody's just moving into position, getting ready to attack. We've got Athens. For some reason, I think Athens thought that was the victory point, so he started moving all of their units over to that point. But it's like super pinging. I'm like spam pinging. I'm like, dude, no, come back. I need your units. I can't fight this by myself. Come back. And just letting him know, hey, this is the victory point, dude. Come back. Like, don't go over there. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So hopefully he'll turn back here soon and get his ass back here. Yep, so there we go. So now he's going to retreat back here, but he does have a unit of thorax swordsmen out of position. So hopefully we can be able to get them back in time. But Rome is going to go ahead and march up and try to utilize their Evocati cohort to stop the march of those thorax swordsmen and really just try to stop them from being able to get back. I'm going to go ahead and send a unit of Bretonnian slingers that were out of ammo. Whoa. My thing just went like super whack right there. But I'm going to use my Bretonnian slingers to really try to stop these Evocati cohort from being able to move in. I'm just trying to buy these thorax swordsmen some time, because every unit counts in this battle. I'm moving over my depleting unit of chosen sword band as well. I'm really just trying to utilize any unit that I can to be able to give these thorax swords some time to be able to get back to the front. And so I'm going to move my chosen swords band into here and engage with these units, but the thorax swordsmen are engaged with these Evocati cohort, and yeah, they're not going to be able to get back in here. We do have a couple of units of light hoplites and Theros hoplites engaged with the Oathsworn, the powerful Oathsworn of Arvernia. We've got some pikemen moving over to be able to defend against the Oathsworn and tribal warriors of Tylus as well. My depleted unit of Chosen Swordsmen are beginning to break against the might of the Roman Empire, and I am going to go ahead and charge my heroic nobles. For some reason, I completely forgot to grab the Second Wind ability. Commander, so I only have like the rally ability and such, which sucks because in this battle, like, Second Wind would have been incredible, especially with that general being able to continuously use Head Hunt and then Second Wind. Definitely would have been able to get more kills with this general, but I'm still going to be able to get more kills with them as well. But yeah, these hoplites doing whatever they can to be able to hold off. There are just so many troops. They're just throwing everything that they can against us, really just trying to utilize the troops to the best of their ability to break through and ensure victory for themselves. Over here, we are engaged with the Roman Empire. Tylus is going to go ahead and move their Dacian giant ballista crew over to be able to get a nice little flank on these thorax swordsmen, and really utilizing their Evocati cohort to try to stop me from getting some nice flanking fire on their other unit of Evocati cohort. Over here, I was going to go ahead and utilize my Levy Freeman to use that gap and really flank around, but he moved another unit of legionaries forward to really stop me from utilizing that gap, and they're going to get some nice flanking fire on my general. Holy smokes, that really took out a lot of guys. Poor general. Poor bastard. And I'm not really quite sure what my Athenian ally is doing moving his pikemen over here. He definitely should have kept them up front. I think he was just trying to hide them from the might of the enemy's archers. But really, at this point, there's really nothing that you can do about that. You just have to get them up there and hope for the best. Over here, we've got a unit of mercenary Cretan archers, really just shooting everything that they have into this blob, trying to get as much damage into them as possible, rain some fire upon the tops of them. I hope that he has heavy shot on, but really just trying to get some nice kills, and they are definitely getting some kills off on these attacking forces. Oh, you love to see it, especially against these damn Oathsworn too. Getting some nice fire on the Oathsworn, which have almost 300 kills on both of them. Holy smokes, yeah, those Oathsworn. I mean, Oathsworn in general are just such powerful units as well. So really being able to utilize those Oathsworn to the best of their ability, fantastic by the attacking forces as well. Over here, the Thorax Swordsmen, again, just trying to do whatever they can to be able to do as much damage as they can against these Evocati cohort. Rome has some more Evocati cohort. Again, they just kind of did a lot of Evocati cohort spam in this one with legionaries and such as well. But yeah, Evocati cohort, if you guys are going to play as Rome, I don't know. Rome's like a fun faction and everything. Don't get me wrong. They're an extremely powerful faction, so I don't blame people for playing. But if you guys are going to play, I would recommend playing a different faction. Like, playing Rome every once in a while, that's fine. But, like, try the other factions, because every single faction has so many different things that you can do with them. And it's just not fun, playing as a super overpowered, heavily armored faction every time, too. So I would recommend it. But if you do go as Rome, as sad as I am, as it's going to be for me to say this, Evocati cohort is probably the best bet, because they are definitely the best, one of the best cost units in the game. They can do so much damage. But over here, they're really going to utilize, I guess it was kind of a gap, sort of. I still had units there, but I guess, that's fine. Utilizing a gap to really try to get into the flanks of my men. So I'm going to go ahead and charge my general in here. Try to get as much damage as possible. Over here, this unit of Thorax Swordsmen is starting to break. This unit of Pikemen is out of position, and they are going to start to break as soon as well. He is going to start moving up this other unit of Pikemen over, but it's too late. Over here, I'm going to go ahead and utilize my general charge into these legionaries, try to get as many kills as I possibly can, but I think that it is safe to say that it is GG's to the attackers, GG's to my allies. It was definitely a fun battle to play, a lot of really great moves on both sides, and just an overall really fun battle, because there was a lot of different things that happened, and it wasn't just a super choke pointy siege. There's just a lot of weird shit that happened in this battle, a lot of really fun shit that happened in this battle, and it was a fun battle in general. Hopefully you guys had almost as much fun watching it as I did playing it. But yeah, my general is starting to break. We've got mass breakage from Athens. And I do believe that oh no, I forgot that the Athenian general just doesn't break for a little bit too. Like, we've still got 1 minute and 20 seconds left on this battle, and the Athenian general is just chilling here, you know, fighting against these chosen swordsmen, really doing whatever they can to do as much damage as possible as well. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of a fast forward as well, trying to make sure that this goes by a little bit more quickly. But yeah, they're going to really try to send in everything that they have to be able to surround this general and make sure that they break as quickly as possible, because they don't want the Athenians to get more kills on their troops. In case there's a counterattack on this city, they need to really save as many troops as they possibly can for any sort of engagement from the forces that they have declared war upon. But the general is now completely surrounded. They should start breaking here any minute. We've got 28 seconds left on the battlefield, but this general is holding true. Really just engaged with these forces, just trying to get as much damage as possible off on the enemy forces here. And really just holding off. I'm really surprised by how long they held too, and it's beautiful to see. There's so many different units fighting together just against this one Athenian general. But yeah, we've got 3 seconds left, and they are broken. Again, good game to everyone that played in this battle. It was definitely a fun battle to watch. Over here, looking over at my kills, 2,310 kills. Doing a pretty decent job with the chariots. Again, I could have done better, especially if I had paid attention to these chariots and maybe charged these chariots in at a different time. But what, pretty much 600 kills pretty much with the chariots. General getting 118. Slingers doing okay. I mean, I've never been great with slingers. I need to be able to utilize them better. But they did okay. Heroic nobles getting 150, 166. 134, 156, 123, 22, 145. So overall, not too bad with my troops. Over here with Tylus, getting some decent kills with those Thracian warriors. Of course, with the tribal warriors, getting a great amount of kills. And then getting a nice amount of kills with the archers as well. Looking over to Epirus and Rome. Rome doing pretty decently with their Avocado cohort, 221, 197, 190. Doing okay with their archers and getting some decent kills with some of their legionaries, 211, 173, 142, as well as 213. And then Epirus doing decently with the Italian swordsmen, 86, 76, 82, 122, 119, 101. And getting some decent kills with that unit of archers, and get some decent kills with his cavalry as well. That was fun to watch the cavalry charge out. And then, of course, looking over at Athens and then Arverni getting some decent kill. Actually, you know what? I'm actually a little bit surprised. I thought Arverni got more kills than they did. But still not doing bad. I mean, 120, you've got 134, 101, 137, 296, 286, as well as some decent kills with the artillery and archers as well. And then Athens, 205, we've got 137, 100, some decent-ish kills with the archers as well. And overall, a fantastic battle. Guys, again, if you guys like this, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I would highly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, I really do appreciate you sexy ass motherfuckers, and I will see you again soon. Peace.